Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to talk about an evil strategy the narcissist uses on their victims. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge my new and old subscribers. I want to tell you all thank you for joining my channel and going on this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't clicked the little bell button, please do so you will be notified each and every time I make a new video. Also, don't forget to like and share. The more you do this, the more this type of content can make it to the front of YouTube, so more of the people that need to see and hear this information will have the chance and ability to do so. And if you would like to support even more, you can do so by the way of Patreon. There is a link below where you can do so, as every little bit does indeed help. And for those that are already supporting by the way of Patreon, I want to say a big thank you. I really do appreciate you and your support. It truly means a lot to me. Now, on with the topic at hand. You see, the narcissist oftentimes will use covert means to achieve their goals. Even if they are an overt narcissist, or a covert narcissist, or a combination of the two. And what they do is, they work to pretend to make you feel like they have your best interests at heart. So you start to have a level of trust for them. And this level of trust allows the narcissist in your life enough room to infiltrate your friends, co-workers, you name it, so they can effectively turn these people against you. Now this is important because the narcissist will do this in your personal relationships, your work relationships, your living relationships such as neighbors, and even on a global scale, through how the media and those that rule our world show us how they want us to see a certain people, and how they want us to feel about one another. And this is all done for a purpose: to get both sides to rip each other apart, while the narcissist feeds on the narcissistic supply. You see, the narcissist not only feeds on the terrible and toxic actions that are happening as a result of what they have done, they are also feeding and thriving in the fact that they were smart enough to actually successfully get two people to hate each other over a lie. This is why in some of these situations being slow to react may be the best policy. It's okay to take what is said to you seriously because there might be some truth in what is being told to you. But it's equally okay to not react or overreact to what is being told to you, because it's possible what is being told to you is a lie, or completely taken out of context, for the sole purpose to get you to react. Now I will give you a good example that is very relevant for today. Men and women. It seems like the powers that be are working day and night and day to drive a wedge between men and women, doesn't it? You see, most of what you see on television and the movies is geared to this goal. This goal of dividing men and women. And you have this happening because you have some people in the camp of, there are way too many people on the planet, so they are totally okay with covertly turning women against men and men against women, as long as it results in less successful relationships and less children being born. Which is sick and twisted logic when you think about it. And then there are some that are at the top of the food chain, so to speak, and they don't want any competition. Because you see, if men and women were encouraged to stay together and work hard towards common goals, you would see successful children born and raised as a result. Now that's not to say there aren't successful children right now being raised, but that number is getting less and less in my opinion, with more children having the fate of growing up to be another brick in the wall, so to speak, or a spoke on a wheel, instead of an innovator, or someone supported and encouraged to greatness. These elites know that wealth passes down from generation to generation, and all it takes is a few generations of successful land and home purchases, along with financial investments for a regular family to climb the ladder. And before you know it, you have more good people with high moral integrity at the top. People that can affect change in a positive way. And because some of these evil elites don't want to risk losing their power, they do what they can to encourage those below them to destroy their own lives. without really knowing what is happening. And the best way to do that is divide and conquer. You see, there is strength in numbers. If you have a brother you can count on or sister you can count on, most troubles are minor issues you can get through and on to bigger and better things. But take away that support system and now these small troubles have turned into big issues and life stumbling blocks that eat up your time, energy and resources. The elites know this just as much as your toxic narcissist parent or parents do. Yes, your narcissist caregivers turned you against your siblings or they against you, to feed on the chaos and misery and pain created as a result. But they also did all of this so you wouldn't be able to help one another to have a better life. Which would mean a better life without the narcissist parent or parents. And they don't want that. Just like the powerful and evil puppet masters. They know, if you have a support system, most of life's problems will be minor issues that you can easily get through. So you can eventually reach your life goals. But take away your support system by the way of divide and conquer, and you are now left twisting in the wind, vulnerable, and more easily destroyed. I believe this is why the Most High God gave us family. One, so we wouldn't be alone. And yes, we are never alone with the Most High God on our side, but gave us each other to be company to each other, and for us to fulfill certain roles. And I will be talking about that in the future. But when we are working together as families, good things can happen. When they meaning the puppet masters, put out a bunch of mess to brainwash the people. Because that's what it is. Brainwashing. When they do that, you have men and women at odds with each other. And children caught up in the middle. To the point where there is real danger in getting involved in such relationships. Because the puppet masters have done such an evil job on society that there are real problems that can't be ignored. Just like if your brother or sister was turned against you by the narcissist parent or parents. So what's the answer? Well, if you know someone is truly toxic and has been turned against you, no contact is the best way to go. However, when we are talking about on a larger scale of things, it's very hard for good people on both sides to meet and connect, and form a bond. And the reason being is they are scared to trust. And they are scared to trust because the puppet masters have set up so many toxic rules that if we are wrong about who we trust, our lives can be ruined as a result. Or if, let's say, we did make a good choice in who we trust, but that person over time changes due to the brainwashing that's out there. And again, because of the laws, our lives can be ruined. This is why standing up is something that must and should be done. Because if you don't, they will eventually get their way of having you living in a box-sized apartment, alone, and working only. Because the divide and conquer is not just for short-term narcissistic supply, but for long-term control. Think about the narcissist parent that wants their children to be incapable to live without them. And they are 50 years old, alone, and still living under the control of their narcissist parent or parents. Well, the elites want to have this type of control over us. So doing nothing isn't going to help. It will just allow them to gain more of a ground. However, stepping back, looking at the situation for what it is, and making appropriate and logical choices to fix things is what we need more of. Because you see, narcissists are like sharks. They just swim around looking for things to devour. Well, narcissists are the same way. And narcissists that are at the top of our society are the same way as well. And in this case they are trying to devour the family unit. And they are doing it by the way of divide and conquer. And it's up to you to see this, and understand it for what it is, and to not let them win. Well, that's all I have for now. I do hope your day was blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.